My name is Nathan Winch. I'm an environmental science and policy major with a concentration in politics and policy. In my opinion, probably the environment trumps everything in a sense, It's the biggest issue we're facing of our generation. I've always had an interest in protecting the environment and species and all these things, and I took a course in high school on AP environmental science, and I did really well, and I realized that was a field I wanted to go into.
Yeah, he's always had an interest in the outdoors, even when he was young. So we lived near the C&O Canal. He spent a lot of time exploring that area. He was on the crew team, so he spent a lot of time in the water in the Potomac and a lot of different places. He and his brother hiked the Appalachia Trail. So he's always had an interest in nature and the environment and environmental concerns. His father's a labor organizer, and I run a nonprofit media group, so he's been with us, on a lot of these activities and things that we've done since he's been very young.
Yeah, I think my mom and her work has definitely influenced me in wanting to do the nonprofit side. But then again, I'm still deciding whether to go nonprofit or organizationally or working within the government. Those are kind of the two arenas people can work in this field.
He did spend time in Montana working, I guess it was like a 3-month trip where he studied the environment.
I think that was a really formative time for me. I was out there in the field and I was talking to all these people from both sides of issues, like the people who worked at a coal mining power plant, and then we would talk to the activists, and then kind of opened my eyes up to both sides of every issue. I'm going to the March for Science on Earth Day. I expect it to rain, looking at the forecast, but yeah, I hope a lot of people show up. I don't expect anything huge out of it other than kind of recognition that a lot of people care about this issue.
We need to make sure that science belongs to the people. And science needs to be out in the open, out in the streets. And it should be confined to the ivory towers and secret labs or, to one side of the political spectrum.
How do we create a true nation of makers, doers, agents of change? We start by prioritizing funding for hands-on STEM experiences for our youth, by supporting the arts and creative thinking as a key component to inventing our future.
I actually have high hopes for this generation. I see a lot of activism coming out of this generation, that they see issues that need to be addressed and they sort of take those on, and they're willing to get involved and make a difference.
I thought the march was amazing, even though it was kind of crappy weather out. Still, thousands of people showed up. I think it really showed how much promise this country has when we come together and rally around a cause. Yeah, I think it's going to be real big things in our future.
I think our role is to be leaders to the next generation coming up. We only have one planet, so I think it's our job as stewards to protect the planet, whether that means through advocating for science funding or just informing people that climate change is a real threat that we face. I think our generation can be the ones to finally go green.